Hey everybody, Thomas here, and today we're down here in Tennessee. We came down here hauling another load of our household goods down to Tennessee. And what you see here before you is a 24.5-foot long pine log. Now this is a big pine log. We've got to cut one 2x10 by 24 foot out of this. So we got a little bit longer than 24 foot, and as you can see, absolutely maxed out the mill. We did add on an extension to the mill. We did a custom extension based on, and also some parts we got from Timberking and everything, but our mill can cut 25 foot. I left myself a little bit of room on the other end, a little bit of room on this side, but we're gonna cut the big stick. It's not fun handling logs of this size just because they're just so big, they bend, it's heavy, you name it. But there are some jobs where we do get where someone needs something ridiculously long, and this is one situation where we have that. So we're the only mill in the area that can cut something this long. 25 foot 3 inches what we can cut. So without further ado, I'm actually going to put on a time lapse and everything, because cutting something of this long is actually kind of a slow process, because we want to make sure that we get what we're actually trying to get out of this and I don't undercut myself. The first cut's going to be a bit deep because, as you see, this portion of the log kind of bows up. That's the other problem, is when you get logs of this length, it's hard to get a straight stick. And this one's decently straight in that direction there, but if you look this direction here, you'll see, yeah, she does dip down and pop back up right here towards the end. So without further ado, throw in a time lapse, get this squared up, and then once it's squared up, I'll switch to some real-time stuff, and you can see the final product that we get out of this. Just, we're looking for one board, although we'll probably cut a few just because we'll say we'll have these things, but then we got to figure out where to store them, because once you have something that's 24 foot long, it takes up 24 foot of space. My dad is bringing up the next log here. That's a 16 footer. That's standard everyday stuff. Most mills can cut that, but a 24 footer, oh, it's good capability to have, but never fun to really do in practicality. All right, let's get to cutting. Okay, so we've done the hard part cutting, and again, the log looks really good and everything, but every time you put it on the sawmill and you start cutting away, you're like, okay, we need 9.5 inches, and we are barely there. Unfortunately, we have just a little bit of live edge right here. We're going to try to trim this down. There's also a bow to the log, and we're actually going to try to cut the bow out. We're going to be really close, so I got to take a few more measurements, but we are going to be really close to getting exactly 9.5 inches. But again, we only need one of these, and I'm going to try to give them maybe 2 of these. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get to cutting this real time. Give me 1 second. So as you can see, that is an absolute pain, and we were worried about every time we got to the end here, was the blade going to clear the log? I'm going blind. My dad was kind of checking it for me, but whew. Now let's see how much this bows when he takes it off with the tractor, if he can. I have to give him the hand here, I think. That was fun. Yeah, I don't like cutting boards that long or logs that long. It's just difficult. See how much those things bow. But yeah, that's some 24 footers. Pretty impressive. The top one's like 1.25 inches. The next three, excuse me, the top one's about 1.25 inches. The next three below that are all 1.75 inches. I think that's what I cut them at. Cut them a little bit thicker. But that's exactly what you want though. Close to center cut as possible. And just absolutely beautiful wood. Whew. Big old boards, big old boards. I think the total length was 24 foot 8 inches or something like that, or 24.9. So that's a pretty long cut right there. All right, let's go ahead and get these onto the trailer and we'll show you the total load that we cut up here. Okay, so that right there is a pretty impressive stack so far. We've got a few more trees that still got to go. But these 2x10s here, these are gorgeous. And then look at this. So I want to make sure we gave them the best possible wood we could. These are essentially center cut quarter sawn pieces. So structurally they should be the strongest. The log, it did have a little bit of a dip in it, but I think we were able to get the best cuts we possibly could. And so this one transitions from quarter sawn down to kind of plain sawn on this side, but for the most part it's good. This one will remain quarter sawn the whole way with a slight inclusion of the pith. Not much, but on pine it's not really that big of a deal, but those are some big mamba jambas right there. I think the total order was 70 2x6s, 80 2x4s at 10 foot, which we've got, I think we've got 64 of the 2x4s over there. I think we have lacking just a few more 2x6s here. And then of course these big mamba jambas here. Oh, and don't forget, I think we have 28 2x8s by 16. So those are the last ones still to cut. But yeah, fun time on the farm. My buddy Mr. Bruce is really gonna enjoy this right here. He's gonna be adding on to his garage, and this is gonna be pretty cool. But I'm really anxious to see what he does with this and the final product, because he's already built a ginormous shop, and he's actually just adding a second story to his garage. So this will be pretty cool. All right, let's I might conclude it here, or if you see more of the video, that means I decide to add more, but if not, we'll see you around. Be safe. Looking forward to get back to Wisconsin, and looking forward to getting back down to Tennessee in about another 2 weeks to close on our new property down here. And don't worry, we'll do plenty of videos on that because we have a lot of work we got to do on that property. All right, folks, we'll see you around. Y'all be safe. Thanks.